Hey guys, Jay here. So I want to give you an update on the progression of my character. If you are following this setup for leveling, well, I will give you some tips as well. All the things that I know so far on the basically on the way of leveling this character. So it is very close to the end of Act 3, but I think this point is a very good point to actually make an update because this boss is actually a very big challenge for a lot of people, myself included. So I want to see how this perform against this boss. This is actually the first time I tried, so we will see. And then I will actually talk about the setup, right? I'm still using Rake 3 links with Stomping Ground, Brutality, and Martial Tempo. So nothing really changed. The basic of this of the build is kind of same. It's not like a full-fledged out build. It's a very good leveling setup. But I do think it probably can fall off at some point. So yeah, let's just see if it can hold up at this current. Okay, why is this got pushed back so far? I just put the Bloodhound mark on it, so holy, that is a lot of damage. If I am like a Amazon or something, I will probably die there. Okay, here, so at this point we literally just try to dodge everything. One or two things hitting, the character is not going to do anything because this character is relatively tanky. Unless you have not realized. It has like 1,200 health at this point. Because I am having a pretty high amount of strength. I finished the second Ascendancy as well. So I am having 4 points into the Ascendancy. And actually for 4 points, because early on if we get the Resistant, the Force and Flame nodes for the maximum resistances shenanigan, we cannot actually have that amount of resistances. So I just go for 4 points into the actual armor, right? So that is Viper. It actually is relatively easy. I don't think there is a point where I actually got into danger in the fight. So let's get to the actual setup, right? So the first tip for this class specifically, for Smith of Kitava, just get the 5% regeneration, some resistances, and increased strength. So this is for 4 point. The first 2 point I take 5% regen and 75% fire rush. I think that is probably the best. And then the recent 2 points I took this one. In the end game, I will remove this. I would not keep anything in this one. I will probably just try to mess around with a whole different setup. I don't know. Maybe if I play around with this particular setup, maybe this 8 points into here can be an option, or 4 points into here and 4 points into the resistances can be an option. But we will see about that. Anyway, the passive skill tree looks like this. We go out again, just grab some of the attribute. You just get some dexterity point in order to be able to wear spears and to be able to use some of the spear skill or the skill that require dexterity. So some of the notes here are dexterity. The rest of the notes just take strength. So the more strength you have, the stronger your stomping ground is going to be. This particular skill tree I actually respec it a couple of times, and this seems to be the best thing that I came up with so far. I am going for a little bit hybrid of bleed. I am having 2 bleed cluster over here, and I am heading toward taking Crimson Assault. This, even though I have not tested out myself, but I have a friend. I have a couple of friends who also play this game. They start Amazon, and I just asked them to try out, first of all, Dance with Death. This is an insane amount of increased speed and overall damage as well. And then Crimson Assault is also insanely good in the case of single target. So why? Bleeding normally lasts for 5 seconds. However, one enemy can only take 1 single stack of bleeding. That is a very heavy limitation. So on single target, in this build, as we just keep attacking the boss, that means we don't care about the duration of the bleed. If it is 1 second, we attack like 1, twice, maybe 3 times per second already. So yeah, it's just going to reapply the bleed anyway. So the monster is always, or the boss is going to always be on bleeding, so we don't need to worry about it. And for normal monster, for non-single target, It's not a problem really. So I just am going to get Crimson Assault, and then I will get the Dance with Death. Then probably I will get the skill speed here. Should feels really good. Skill speed equals just overall all speed, and 3% movement speed. Very, very nice. And the next couple of points, I probably will get the magnitude of damaging elements here. I think this can be very good. I'm not sure about this 4 points. Maybe it is not as good as some bleed points, but maybe I get this. Maybe I would just move here and get 2% movement speed here and some attack damage. This can be very good as well. The spear node is very good as well. So there's a lot of option for me from that point. And I would be around level 50 when I actually get to those choices, basically. So I move closer to the end of the campaign and more into the end game. So I will need to try all those things out before I can actually recommend something that I think is the best. So stay tuned for that. The mobility links in the description is already updated with the current progression and also the upcoming few levels. So I already took it in the mobility, I already took Crimson Assault, and I also already took Dance with Death. This class, we are relatively tanky, so that is why I'm very okay with Dance with Death, even though I am a melee character. I have a lot of regen. Later, when I can wear like higher bases, I can even have more regen from a armor base, 2.5% regen, I do believe. If I want a little bit more spirit, I can wear a spirit. In this class, we don't really require to build the character around a specific type of defense for your base gear. So you can wear dexterity gear for evasion, that is going to be okay. You can wear armor gear for armor, it can be okay as well, even though armor is still kind of shit. However, whatever, right? So anyway, that is the idea behind this setup, and yeah, I am looking forward to see how it will perform later. But for now, as you can see, I just make very quick work of the Viper. One disclaimer, right? This is the second tip. Well, I do have a pretty good weapon. How did I make this weapon? Well, I go to trade and I search for a weapon that is 1 exalt or lower. Normally I can search for like 2 alchemy or 1 alchemy or lower. This one I bought for 1 alchemy. It was a blue weapon. I bought like 5 of them, and at the 5th time that I tried to regal, I hit a flat fist. So you can do something like this. You don't even need the flat fist to go with the actual fist. Basically just a updated base weapon with a like 80, 90%, 100% increased damage, increased physical damage. It's going to be way more than enough for you to just actually basically beat the campaign. So what the tip is, spend your currency to buy stuff or use your currency to get some updated gear, right? Because we are an attack build, we use one-handed weapons, so the damage is kind of limited, and we need to consistently upgrade the weapon. So right here I have a pretty good one. This will probably last me for another 20 levels or so before I need to upgrade. But if you only have like a let's just say 1 mod out of 2, you don't have both of the physical damage, it will last you for like 10 levels. Those are the kind of weapon that I use since the beginning. I just update them every 10 levels or so. That's about it. You just need to do that. Right, I also have another video just released before this one talking about companion. How can you effectively find a companion? So you find one and how you can just target tame that one. And I already made a video about that topic. So if you want to check it out, it helps a lot. I think the best thing that we can get in a companion in terms of like aura, I don't think we will have the companion to deal a lot of damage unless you find like a very specific mod on the monster that is relatively OP. For example, I heard that Matho was using the companion who has a lightning strike, which deals quite a lot of damage. I don't know, but I think the safest bet is going to find a monster with an aura. So here I have physical damage aura. Allies deals extra physical damage. I don't know by how much, but it seems like it is significant, right? The moment that I got the companion, I feels like it deals at least 20% more damage. That is what I feel like, right? So yeah, for now, I just basically very quickly move through the zones. You don't need to clean up everything, by the way. That is going to be a waste of time. Just try to move along and kill whatever you can, and yeah, basically progress. Don't try to stay unless you're stuck. Then you need to kill everything. But yeah, for me, I just basically move as quickly as possible through the campaign. So, is there anything else that I want to mention? Okay, I want to show you the skill a little bit, right? Because we actually have a couple of new gems that we can use in this particular setup. So first of all, we have Rake. Rake is still Stomping Ground, Brutality, and Martial Tempo. I think this probably is still the best. I remove Martial Tempo. It feels a little bit worse. But if you want to do, you can go more damage on the Stomping Ground. You can just go for stuff like close combat. That is going to be very good for here, because literally the monster is always going to be nearby your character when you actually deals damage to them. So close combat is very good. If I have falling, I will probably put close combat in here. It will affect the Stomping Ground and it will affect the Rake. Both of them are dealing damage. Disengage is going to be linked to Shocking Leap and Inevitable Critical. So right now, because I am a warrior, I do not have the Huntress, the Amazon passive for critical strike, so I don't have a lot of crit. So therefore, this is very inconsistent. However, the disengage crit is very inconsistent. However, I think it is still worth it, right? Sometimes it happens and I have just deal more damage. I have Companion, Quadrilla. I just try to make him tanky so he survive. Elemental Army and mid shield. Pretty much this is going to be the go-to setup. Bloodhound Mark. I think Bloodhound Mark single out is hands down the best thing, because we can just break their enemy's armor, and then when the enemy's armor is broken, we can deal more damage. Therefore, the bleed is going to be higher with the new hit with the broken armor. So they kind of like snowball a little bit in that sense, and we deal more damage in the end. Herald Blood, I am linking it to Magnify Effect, and then Close Combat, because it is an attack. So yeah, we can. Thunderous Leap is here because sometimes there is a gap and I want to just jump the gap. That's about it. So at least it is the character for the moment. For the Ascendancy, if you play as the Smith of Kitava as well, I want to show you what I took. So I took Leather Binding. This is probably the best node. The second best node for this particular setup is probably going to still be the Fire Resistant. There's a lot of fire damage in the game, I feel like, and yeah, it just feels right. The second point of Ascendancy I take is Support Strap for 20% increased strength. It gives me quite a lot more life and quite a lot more strength, which scale the damage of Stomping Ground. And then I take the Lightning Resistances. So in the end game, right, in the end game 100%, I am going to take this route, without a doubt. So probably I will stop at 4 point but at the end game, because we already have the Cold Stalker, so we have more resistances and our gear is going to be better, so we have more resistances. I will remove the lightning resistance here. I think the fire is pretty good. I will remove the lightning. And what else will I take? Probably I think the best one is going to be 15% life. That is going to make the character more tanky. We have a lot of resistances, so maybe we don't care about the ignite. Maximum fire rest may be good as well. I don't know how much fire rest we are going to get, but we will see. Right now, I feel like the physical damage that we are taking is not that significant. So, yeah, if it is necessary, maybe I will need to get Molten Symbol. Maybe. The stun threshold can be a good thing if you feel like you get stunned a lot. So anyway, the core stuff that I would take is still life per second, increased strength, and fire resistances. So for this particular setup with Rake and Stomping Ground, those are going to be the stuff that I take for the Ascendancy eventually. So thanks for watching. I hope you do enjoy, and if you do, please consider to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. I will keep updating this character and show you guys basically how I set it up and what are the testing that I've done, what is good, what is bad, those kind of things, right? So peace. Again, link for the mobile link is in the description.